Welcome to VBS training for Power Up Toddler Style. If you're watching this, that means you are the toddler team leader and or the toddler team assistant. And it is going to be an exciting week with these kids. Every day you are going to have a lesson plan for day 1, day 2, all the way through day 5. And they're going to have everything you need to teach the kids and to have fun with them. In your toddler room, there's going to be some supplies for day 1. And once day 1 is done, we're going to redo all those supplies. So when you walk in for day 2, all of your supplies for day 2 will be ready to go for you. So you can just leave everything as is and they will get transferred out each day as you go. So talking about day 1 with the toddlers, we are going to talk about the arrival activity. It says, can you make it? So what we're going to do is we're just going to have fun with kids. And as you can see, we have very fun VBS attendees here with G.I. Joes and princesses and a Barbie. And so that just gives you an idea of some kids you may have. And what you're going to do is you're going to take Play-Doh and some cookie cutters and you're going to have fun with it. So the kids are going to make different things with their Play-Doh. You could have them make trees, animal stars, whatever those cookie cutters look like. On your lesson plans, there's always, it tells you what to do, and it goes through and says what to say, and there's before, during, and after the activity. So you can always have some good words to be saying to those kiddos before you start, while they're working, and then even after your activity. So during the activity, we're going to say, hey, who made trees? And the kids can respond, God made trees. You can do the same thing if one of the kids made an animal. You can say, who made bears? And they can say, God made bears. You can see what other kinds of things they can make. Maybe they made a star, and you can say, who made the stars? God made the stars. So all kinds of fun things that they can make with that Play-Doh. After the activity, you can talk about how fun it was to make those things and said, I bet God had a great time making all the different things that he made too, like the stars in the sky and the animals. We'll hear more about that in today's Bible story. So the next activity that you can do is called House Match. So you're going to have a couple of pages that look like houses. So during the activity, you're going to encourage the children to find two house halves that match. You'll have more than just these two. I've just grabbed a sample. And you are going to see if they can match up the houses together. So these two, of course, match together, like that. And you can find matches to all the houses of the samples that you have. You can mix them up so you can repeat the game so each kid gets a chance to do some things. And you're going to talk about how the man in the story, the Bible story, is moving. So there's after the activity, we're going to put all the houses together. You can talk about who lives in houses. All kinds of people can live in houses. Talk about moms, dads, grandparents, everyone that might be living in their houses. In the Bible story today, we're going to hear about a man named Abraham and how he had to leave his house and move somewhere new. So it kind of gets them into thinking about what that Bible story might be about today. The next activity is going to be their memory verse activity, and you're going to do it with motions. So this is made for little ones, and you can say, God's power has given us everything we need to live a godly life, and you can march in place during that point. And you'll open your hands like a book and say 2 Peter 1:3a. So you're going to talk to them through that verse, have them repeat after you, repeat those motions after you, and then you can kind of do it together. Every day at the top of your lesson plan, it gives you the bottom line, which is essentially most of the memory verse for the week. It's God's power. It gives me everything I need. And then today's focus just kind of gives you an idea of what the Bible story is going to be about. So every day you're going to get that bottom line in. You can say, whose power gives you everything you need? And they can always answer with, God's power gives me everything I need. Now there's a Bible review activity, and this one's called on the first day, God Knows Me. You're going to get the handprint page activity page, which is just kind of an open frame. You're going to have a Bible, which is just over here. So you're going to have a Bible. We'll probably have a kid's version for you. You're going to have washable paints, maybe some paint brushes, definitely some baby wipes, and some markers. And you're gonna have the kids just decorate this. You're gonna have everyone choose a paint color. You're gonna brush that color onto their hand, and you're gonna have them make their handprints on their handprint activity page. You're gonna put their name at the bottom, and you can set it aside to dry, okay? And of course, use those baby wipes to wipe their hands off. So there's talking points on what to say before the activity, during the activity, and after the activity. It's good to read through those ahead of time so you kind of have those teaching points in your head ready to talk to them about. And that is day 1. Now we're gonna go ahead and move right along into day 2. Let me get a few things out of the way. Okay, and on day 2 of Toddlerland, we're gonna start with our puzzle play. And this is something that you can do as the kids arrive. It's called arrival activity. And that's all right. And so as the kids kind of come in, we're going to be working on puzzle play. We're going to have a bunch of puzzles out that are kid appropriate for them, and they can just be working on those as kids come in. There is a what you say before, during, and after the activity, and just kind of have them getting those puzzles put together. The next one is going to be your application activity. It's going to be Simon Says. Every kid loves that. So you are going to gather all the kids in a nice open spot of the room, and you're going to have them play Simon Says. So during the activity, it's going to be, tell them it's important to have their listening ears on. And once they do, then you're going to play Simon Says. You're going to follow directions. If I don't say Simon Says, you have to be really still. If I do say Simon Says, then you do that activity. And you'll give them some examples. So after the activity, you can talk about how good of listeners they were, what a great job they did, and talk about how in the Bible, they're going to hear about a boy named Hosea and how he listened and followed God's directions, and just can't wait for that Bible story that they're going to hear later in the day. In the memory verse activity for day 2, we are going to call it Power Play. And what you're going to use is you're going to use hula hoops and bean bags, which I happen to have right here for you. So what you're going to do ahead of time is kind of prop the hula hoops against a chair or a table, kind of like this. Not over the kids, of course. And